What's up guys, Ninja Eagle here, and today I'm going to be going over the things you can unlock after you complete your first playthrough through Fire Emblem Three Houses and all the things that are available to you in the New Game Plus. So I usually don't do commentary on my videos because they don't really require it, so I'm no expert when it comes to commentary, so just bear with me here. If things get a little bit too quiet or if there's a lot of pauses, I'm just not used to voicing over while I play through a game, so just bear with me as I go over through all the things that you can unlock here. So starting with the first thing that you can unlock when it comes to a New Game Plus is unit appearance. So as you can see, I'll use the Edelgard for this example. As you can see, I can either change her attire or her hair, and her attire I can either change it to the Academy or to the War. So the War attire would be the one that the characters wear after the 5-year skip, and you'll be able to do that for any character in your house. So as you can see, I can change Hubert, I can change Fernandad, I can change Linhardt. All these characters, I can change them into their war outfit if I wanted to. The one thing that is different though with Edelgard here is her hair. So if I change her attire to war, then I'll get the option to also change her hair into other. And what that does is it gives her a whole different hairstyle that was not seen at all in my first playthrough. At least I don't think I ever saw it, but yeah, it's definitely new to me. And as you can see, she just has a complete different hairstyle, which it's pretty neat that they added that in there. Maybe that's just something that's available to all house leaders, but it's not available, unfortunately, for any students, which is a bit of a bummer because I really think it would have made things more unique if they all could have their own different hairstyles. But I think that's also going to be DLC, or there's going to be some sort of customization when it comes to DLC, I think, in the future, so maybe they're just saying it for that. So that's what you can do with unit appearance. It's pretty good if you like customization. Maybe you prefer some students in their academy outfits over their war outfits, so that helps, and it'll also make your second playthrough, it'll help keep things fresh and make them more unique than they were the first time around. So moving on to the next thing now that you can do is professor level. Now out of all the things on this screen, I recommend professor level being like the main thing that you focus on, at least with the first renown points that you spend, because when you get to A+, I believe it was like 9 or 10 things you could do per day with an A+ professor level, plus you can also instruct your students more whenever you have the chance to instruct them. So I feel like this is one of the more important things because all these other things can pretty much just be helped by a better professor level. Like you can get better support levels through a professor level that's higher, you can get better skill levels through a higher professor level, you can get better class abilities through a higher professor level. So I feel like this is like the one thing that would help with all these other things, which is why I recommend it being the first thing so you can get more stuff done every day right from the start of the game. So then moving on to the next thing then that you can do is support levels, which this is the one thing that I really don't recommend you do, because if you already did one playthrough through the game, then you've pretty much already seen most of these supports, which is the first reason I wouldn't do this. The second reason I wouldn't do this is because they cost 400 points each, and that's just for C. Who knows if they'll go up if you unlock one. So I just don't recommend doing this because I don't think it's worth it, as you can just improve your supports through battles, and by the time you reach the end of the game, you'll pretty much have all the supports done. Now as you can see, even the characters that I haven't even supported yet are locked, so it's not like you can just buy your supports from characters who are locked or from characters that you haven't even seen or the houses that you haven't even been in, which is a bit of a bummer because I feel like that would have made this more worth it if you were able to actually unlock supports this way, so you didn't have to actually go through those games and unlock them all through battles. But it is what it is. But that's the main reason I wouldn't recommend this, is because it's just unlocked for characters that you have already done, and if you've already seen them, why would you want to unlock them again? You know, you can just look at supports through the main menu. So moving on to the next thing that you can unlock in a New Game Plus is skill levels. Now skill levels are brought over from your previous save file, so if you got a character up to a high skill level, you can bring them back up to that level. The only problem with this though is that it'll cost a lot of renown points. As you can see, I'm going to use Fernandad here as my example. I maxed out his lance on my first playthrough. If I'm going to do that right from the start here, that would require 4,500 renown points. So just for that, I don't really recommend doing that, or spending your renown here. Maybe get them to C for every character or something would be more worth it. I don't know, but it just seems like a lot to spend that much on just to get them to S+. I feel like it would be better to spend the renown elsewhere. Of course, unless you really like that character. If you really like a character and you just want them to be the best character they can be, then maybe that would be an option that would be available to you then, so that you can get them maxed out as soon as possible. but you'll definitely not be able to do it for every character because it costs just so much renown points. So the next thing that you can do here is class abilities. And what this is that it'll just get the characters up into the class that they were in your first playthrough. So as you can see, I made Fernandad Paladin in my first playthrough, so that would require 500 points just to get them back up to there. Which is neat. I guess it's not too expensive compared to the other things, but it's still probably going to be one of the last things that I do, because it costs so much just for every character. It'll eventually add up and cost a lot of renown points. The one thing that I will do though, just because I like unlocking everything, is the crest items. Even though I really didn't use the crests that much in my first playthrough, I just think it would be a good idea to go through and unlock all of these so that I have all of them unlocked. As you can see, some of them are already taken, and the ones that are unlocked are the ones that I haven't found yet, I guess. So they each cost 1,000 points. So I didn't use the crest a lot in my first playthrough, so this might be something that doesn't interest a lot of people because if they didn't use the crest a lot either in their playthroughs, but I'm just a person that likes to unlock everything, so this would probably just be something that I work on. But as you can see, they each cost 1,000 points, so that's probably just like 10,000 renown in itself on this menu alone, which is a lot. So that's why I just say that you spend Professor level first, so that you can just get more stuff done per day, and it just helps out all these other things and makes everything a lot easier if you focus on Professor level first. So yeah, that's going to do it for this section, but moving on to the next section here. So the one other thing that is also brought over are these other crest abilities. As you can see in that other screen that I was earlier, it said that some of them were already taken, and that's because they were already in my inventory, as you can see here. So then I guess it would just be now, the only option would be to now collect all of the rest of them so that you can get all of them unlocked. But they all cost 1,000 points, so that's going to take a while, depending on how fast you get renown. So yeah, that's just something I'm going to mention now in this section. After doing some exploring around the monastery, it does appear like everything else starts from scratch. Even the map, as you can see, is completely blacked out, so it seems like you're going to have to, for the most part, you're going to have to do everything else from scratch, even in a New Game Plus file, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So one last thing that I'll try and mention quickly here is that if you try and get into your old save file in the route that you already completed, the game won't let you, which means that there's no post-game. Which is a bit unfortunate because you could get into your old save files in previous Fire Emblem games to just look at things like your character levels, your abilities, your final stats, all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't let you. It'll just tell you to start a New Game Plus if you try and get into your old save file. So that's pretty much gonna do it. One thing that I do want to mention though before I go is that one other thing that you carry over into your New Game Plus is that you retain your renown, your higher battalions, and your shop, and your saint statue levels. So I wasn't able to go over that because I haven't unlocked those in the actual New Game Plus, but as you can see, this tells you that those will also carry over, which helps so that you don't have to start everything back from scratch. And then one final thing that I just forgot that I want to mention, sorry, I keep saying that, but I keep remembering new things to mention, and that's the new game. So the option is also there for people who just want to start a regular new game. If you don't want to make it a New Game Plus and you just want to have that same exact experience that you got the first time, it'll tell you would like to carry over your data, and if you click no, I'm assuming then it's going to put you into a regular new game, which helps for people who maybe want to try something different. Maybe people are speedrunning the game, maybe there's people who want to get that same exact experience that they got the first time without having to carry over anything, so you can still have the option to start a regular new game, which helps. And yeah, I think now that finally does it for everything in the video. And those are all the things that you can get from a New Game Plus. And good luck with your playthroughs, and hopefully I'll see you next time.